Use that.
So, but like, how you like came into cycling and what passionates you about it?
So cycling came to me after running. I basically, my kids were say about 5-6 years old, and since I have thyroid and I have PCOD, I was struggling to get fit and to sustain a hectic lifestyle with my kids.
Okay.
They are both very active, and there was a time when I was huffing and puffing running after them, and I realized I was not as old as it seemed to me. कि मैं एक होता है ना कि आप अपनी उम्र से ज़्यादा बुढ़े लगने शुरू हो जाते हो अपने आप को. So that was like a very, it was a blow to my own self-esteem. My tests were all off, sugar was high, cholesterol was off the charts, thyroid तो पता नहीं कहाँ जा रहा था. So that was the time I realized if this continues, I would probably not live to even see them grow and then be like adults also. So I think that was the time I thought it's important that I take care of myself more than I take care of anybody else in the world. क्योंकि उनको देखने के लिए भी मुझे fit रहना पड़ेगा. So I won't say I'm the fittest of the lot, but it started off with that. So I try to maintain that balance कि ठीक है अगर रनिंग साइकिलिंग नहीं हो रही है तो थोड़ा खाने पे कंट्रोल कर जाए, खाने पे कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा है तो थोड़ा बहुत और ज़्यादा कर लिया जाए. बैलेंस थोड़ा बहुत ऑफ रहता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि आई एम ऑलवेज वेरी कंसिस्टेंट, ऑलवेज डूइंग समथिंग, बट वो थोड़ा बहुत मैं मैनेज कर लेती हूँ, सो दैट आई एम एटलीस्ट एबल टू मैनेज माई लाइफ, सो दैट इट्स एक होता है ना सस्टेनेबल लाइफ स्टाइल आपको रखना पड़ेगा फॉर माई फ्यूचर ऑल्सो. मतलब आई डोंट वॉन्ट टू बी इन अ व्हील चेयर और ऑन बेड व्हेन आई एम ओल्ड. I want to still be running, jogging तो नहीं हो पाएगा, but at least cycling, swimming, doing some activities, dancing of course. So वो ये, so I don't want to, I'm not a person who can sit still. That is my weakness and my strength also. So मुझे लगता है कि वो रखने के लिए अगर मेरे को लगता है कि मुझे कुछ activity रखनी पड़ेगी to stay active. And I think that was the one major inspiration और एक होता है ना activation mode कि वो हो गई मैं उस समय activate. So I started off with running initially क्योंकि वो सबसे एक easiest job लग रहा था कि बस जूते पहनो और दौड़ना शुरू कर दो सड़कों पर, गुड़गांव की सड़कों पर. उसमें everybody was just running. The running craze was very high that time. So I was doing Zumba, I was still doing some form of dance, and I had started running. And obviously I did my Ladakh marathon in 2017. I did a half marathon only, but after that I got injured. And that was the time I realized that I might not be able to run like for a longer period of time. I might still do walks, like trekking and all I can manage. So that was the time I got pushed into cycling, and we were all in a group. Indian का ही खत्म करके we were all standing जब होता ना कि मेडल ले लिया, everybody chit chatting, snacks खा रहे हैं और वो सब, तो somebody was just chatting over to another person कि चलो मनाली टू ले कर लेते हैं. And it kind of just rang into my ears कि ये क्या है मनाली टू ले, क्या करने वाले हैं ये. And that was the time they said कि cycling पे जाएंगे, cycle पे करेंगे. It just blew my head off कि साइकिल से मनाली टू ले कैसे किया जा सकता है. I heard it for the first time and मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था ये कैसे पॉसिबल है. But then when I started researching it, I started reading about it, I realized it is like one of the most important pilgrims for cyclists. हर cyclist जो थोड़ा सा भी serious है अपनी लाइफ में साइकिल को लेके, उसकी जिंदगी में मनाली टू ले is the like epitome of कि ये तो करना ही है. So it was a very general conversation, and that time I didn't have a cycle. So this group kind of activated itself, and they decided कि अभी करेंगे. And it's like all runners, very fit people. I would say I was an average runner that time, but this cycling thing kind of excited me. So and it was around Indian happens in Feb. March is my birthday. So like let's get a cycle first. So I asked for a gift for my birthday that I need a cycle. A very basic cycle. I don't need a very high-fi one, but ठीक है, I had to buy a cycle
just to start.
हाँ, to start off. So that was my introduction to cycling. After like I think बचपन में तो सभी ने cycling की होती है, but that was like very occasional and casual cycling that we all did. This was the first time I was training to do an event. For say I think we'd gone in July end. So from March till the time we packed our cycles and put them in the bus, तब तक तो it was like 3-4 months का training हो गया. So that was my real first time experience of training for an event that I wanted to do, specifically taking my bike out almost every alternate day with targets कि आज hill repeats करने हैं, आज strength training करनी है, आज long distance करना है. So I think that was the first experience and also very enjoyable क्योंकि एक target था कि वो करना है, वो पहाड़ पे चढ़ना है कैसे भी करके. I think that was the एक होता है ना कि हाँ वो कर लिया, उसके बाद और भी चीज़ें करेंगे. बट अब एनी टाइम एनीबडी हु आस्क्स मी इज लाइक और क्या करते हो आप साइकिलिंग में. एनी टाइम मैंने मनाली टू ले तो कर लिया था सबसे पहले. सो नाउ व्हेन आई मीट पीपल साइक्लिस्ट ऑल्सो दे आर लाइक अच्छा वो आप कर चुके हो.
वो मैंने स्टार्ट ही वहीं से
स्टार्ट किया था, अब मैं छोटी छोटी चीज़ें और कर रही हूँ.
इट्स वेरी बिग थिंग टू डू. एंड and
वो मुझे बाद में रियलाइज हुआ ना
not an
कि that was the biggest thing to do जो मैंने पहले कर ली, but I enjoyed that a lot. It also gave me that experience of going out all on your own. Although it was a group, I knew the group very well. We were all people from Gurgaon, from a single running community, so we knew each other. And especially when we were all meeting almost every other morning for the trainings. तो खा क्या रहे हो, एक्सरसाइज क्या कर रहे हो, ट्रेनिंग सबकी एक जैसी ही चल रही है, किसके शिन में पेन हो रहा है, किसके नहीं हो रहा है, मसल फुल हो चुकी है. So everybody knew everybody's history, like कि किसके कहाँ कौन से पॉइंट्स दर्द हो रहे हैं वो. And the trip was eventually very nice. वापस आके it also kind of inspired me to do more. So I think that was the. What is your next plan?
So मेरा next plan, I will be doing SPITI this year along with my run. So this year I'm planning कि अभी मैं अपना एक run complete, जैसे मैंने अपना न्यू दिल्ली मैराथन कर लिया है. So now I will be going on SPITI. Post that मैं लद्दाख run करने की सोच रही हूँ, but let's see how it's
SPITI will be in May.
June, July, August.
August में तो लद्दाख ही आ जाएगा.
August में SPITI है, and then post that in September it's Ladakh. So I'm planning कि these.
So you planning a full?
Yes. I've just completed full. So मैं सोच रही हूँ कि एक और हो जाए, but let's see how I end up with my training. What's your plan?
Plan तो बहुत चांद तक साइकिल जा नहीं सकती नहीं तो ले जाते हैं. तो प्लान तो ये है कि आई वांट टू एक्सप्लोर मोर ऑफ द कोस्टल बेल्ट. जैसे हमने अभी वो किया था, मुंबई टू गोवा किया था, राइट. प्लानिंग की कुछ एक कन्याकुमारी वाला जो एक सेक्शन है वो, या फिर विशाखापट्टनम, वहाँ से स्टार्ट करके कमिंग टूवर्ड्स पांडिचेरी एंड दिस साइड, यस, ईस्टर्न साइड ऑफ द कोस्टल, राइट. वो है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट भी है. फिर हमारे कुछ बहुत प्यारे दोस्त हैं जो कह रहे हैं कि भूटान भी करेंगे. सो प्लान्स तो बहुत सारे हैं आई थिंक. एंड विद साइकिलिंग एडवेंचर्स इंडिया इट्स ऑल्सो ईजी फॉर अस टू, एक होता है कि हाँ, चलो ये प्लान करते हैं. एंड इट काइंड ऑफ इज ऑल्सो कमिंग ट्रू फॉर अस कि लास्ट ईयर when we very proudly said कि अब हम ये रन ऑफ कच करेंगे बोलते वक्त शायद नहीं सोचा था, but it kind of manifested itself and it came to be true and we did it. So that was one thing which I really enjoyed. तो वो ये इस साल अब हमने ऐसे जो ना टिकट डाल दिया कि इस बार भूटान जाएंगे. सही बात है. So let's see how it goes. तो तुम बताओ, how was your this thing to you've done Manali to Leh, you've done Umingla, मतलब कैसे हुआ ये सब?
Okay, so मेरा it's like just as you, I was also into running, but as this lockdown has happened, I was like searching for something craziest thing to do. Like being an adventurous person, I also like to go out. Traveling is something that I like. Along with that, I am a sports person also. So something I want to do something out of the box. Like doing Manali to Leh on bicycle was never in my mind, but yeah, I want to do Manali to Leh over the bike. But I was aware, my parents will never let me go on bike. So I thought of picking up a bicycle, and somehow I saw the videos of CI over the YouTube, and I was then there was like some ads on the Instagram, and I thought let's go for it. Without giving another thought, I just went for it, and like I want to do. So that is how that lockdown has given me a boost to do this Manali to Leh. And it was a dream place also, so that is how I like started. I went there, and I think that is one of the memorable journey for me, because मैं कभी टेंट्स में रहने का एक्सपोजर नहीं था मेरे पास. नॉट ऑफ लाइक हाउ इट विल बी, एकदम पूरा डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाते हो आप लाइक सिटी लाइफ से. एंड इट वॉज लाइक माई बर्थडे ऑल्सो. सो आई थॉट ऑफ गोइंग ऑन टूर वेयर यू आर फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल द पीपल. आपके पास किसी से कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है, यू आर इन टू योर ओन वर्ल्ड. सो दैट इज़ हाउ लाइक मैंने जाना तो है बेटा, इसी पे जाएंगे. तो मतलब लाइक उस एक बर्थडे पे आप अपने मतलब इट्स लाइक कि आप उठ रहे हो जहाँ पे टीम आपको रात को विश कर रही है, अननोन पीपल, लाइक नो बाउंडेशन, नथिंग एट ऑल एट द बैक ऑफ योर हेड. सो मतलब लाइक वो जर्नी मुझे इतना ज़्यादा फेंटिसाइज किया कि मतलब मनाली टू लेह, मेंगला, मतलब लाइक मुंबई टू गोवा, एंड मतलब आई नेवर स्टॉप गोइंग विद CI. सो दैट इज़ लाइक इट्स लाइक अ फैमिली टू मी नाउ. बट वो मनाली टू ले किया, उसके बाद मतलब लाइक मुझे ये पता था कि इनका एक और बैच आ रहा है वहीं पे. सो एक सिक्योरिटी लेवल था, ड्यू टू विच मैंने मनाली टू ले लद्दाख का रन भी कर लिया, बिकॉज आई वाज अवेयर कि हाँ यार इनकी टीम वहाँ पे है, दे कैन हेल्प मी आउट. सो इवन दे हेल्प मी माई प्रैक्टिस ऑल्सो फॉर द रन. प्रैक्टिस के लिए बहुत हेल्प किया लोगों ने. एंड देन लाइक इट्स नेवर लुकिंग बैक. सो इसी तरह से उमिंगला भी हो गया, एंड देन मुंबई टू गोवा वेयर वी ऑल्सो मेट.
आई थिंक मुंबई टू गोवा वाज आल्सो लाइक अनदर फैंटेसी ट्रिप फॉर, क्योंकि वो है ना बाइक वाला जो चक्कर है ना. आई ऑल्सो हैव दिस थिंग कि मुझे बाइक सीखनी है, आई हैव टू गो ऑन लाइक राइड्स. बट वो बाइक तक आते आते मुझे लगा कि वो थोड़ा टाइम लगने वाला है उसको, तब तक साइकिल पे ही करते रहते हैं जो करते हैं. एंड आई रिमेंबर आफ्टर कोविड, सो माई मनाली टू ले वाज बिफोर कोविड. आफ्टर कोविड इट टुक मी सम टाइम अगेन टू गेट बैक टू माई फिटनेस लेवल्स कि मैं कुछ कर पाऊँ, थोड़ा और साइकिलिंग और उसमें थोड़ा और ज़्यादा जान लगानी पड़ी मुझे. एंड एंड ऑफ द डे होता क्या है ना, यू डूइंग योर साइकिलिंग ट्रेनिंग एवरीथिंग, देयर इज नो रिवॉर्ड टू इट. You just do your trainings or you practice ride, जो भी आप कर रहे हो, you meeting the usual groups and everything, you come back home, ठीक है हो गया, जो भी आपका Strava and everything you updated, but eventually you're still home, you're doing your daily routine things. I think that going out to an unknown place, meeting people you've never seen in your life, never spoken to, that adventure कि कुछ नया करने को मिलेगा, out of the box thing.
True.
I think that is what pulled me to do Mumbai to Goa. एक तो Goa is anyways is like a destination कि जाना ही जाना कैसे भी करके. And Mumbai to Goa, I had been reading about it. होता है ना कि एक आपने कहीं पढ़ लिया and then you start reading about it. So I realized it's a very beautiful road.
Yeah.
जो मुंबई से गोवा तक का है. And to attempt it on a cycle was like another level of craziness. And you know I am a little crazy.
I know.
Not a little, a lot.
Not only crazy, you are a full packet of dhamaka.
So that was then. It was like कि ये करते हैं कैसे भी करके. I had to convince my family because after COVID थोड़ा सा ना सब थोड़े से घबरा से गए कि क्या हो रहा है ज़िंदगी में, दुनिया कहाँ जा रही है, कुछ नहीं पता चल रहा. And to see your friends, your family going through loss of life, it kind of एक ना अंदर से सब हिल गया. But that also jolted me to the extent कि मतलब ये तो लाइफ ऐसी कट जाएगी, हमने कुछ करा ही नहीं.
Nothing भी आता.
So that Mumbai to Goa was, I think that एक होता है ना cherry on the already existing cake of life. So वो cherry खाने का बहुत मन था मेरा.
After like this Manali day, how you came to CI for this Mumbai to Goa? I remember the day we met, and I think we also had a conversation over the call where we like I don't know anybody, and but I think after coming back from there, it's just like a family, right? So how come?
So when I realized कि अच्छा कौन कर रहे हैं, and when you start searching for it, CI was one thing that came up very instantly. So when I started looking at their pictures and their Instagram profile and eventually finding the numbers that I had to get in touch with.
Yeah.
So I think the first call I made to Rohan and he said I am in Faridabad. So मेरा तो हो गया हाँ बस ठीक है.
अभी इधर ही करना है.
Because I am from Faridabad. My parents, I have my childhood I have spent in Faridabad. So मेरे को एक लगा कि हाँ और कुछ नहीं हुआ इसका फरीदाबाद में घर तो है. कुछ भी हुआ मुझे तो उसको पकड़ा जा सकता है. मतलब it's not I'm talking it in the spirit. मतलब जोक जैसा, बट एक थोड़ा सा वो एक फैक्टर आ गया कि हाँ थोड़ा जाना पहचाना सा है क्योंकि सेम शहर का है, हालांकि इट्स अ बिग सिटी. बट देन आई रियलाइज कि हाँ ठीक है एक कनेक्ट मिल गया. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज द फर्स्ट कनेक्ट कि हाँ फरीदाबाद से कुछ कनेक्शन है. एंड देन आई रियलाइज व्हेन आई लुक थ्रू देयर प्रोफाइल एंड ऑल, तो मुझे लगा कि हाँ मतलब इट इज़ समथिंग दैट आई वुड प्रॉब्ली बी एबल टू डू इट ईजिली विद देम. एंड थोड़ा सा नर्वसनेस थी, एंजाइटी भी थी, because it was my first tour with an unknown company and unknown people. And the time when we reached Mumbai to the time when we left Goa, those 10 days were like magical because we were like people from different parts of the country, world in fact. There were people from all parts of the world of the country. When we were introduced to each other the first night, that was the day when we got to meet these people. And when we were leaving the city, it felt like क्या हमने 10 दिन में ऐसा क्या कर लिया that we feeling so bad leaving each other. कि वो एक होता है ना कि वादे दे दी कि अगले साल हम फिर से करेंगे, हम फिर से मिलेंगे. It felt very very warm and very एक होता है ना कि it was like a warm embrace. That's how I felt with the company. क्योंकि जो लोग इसको कर रहे हैं, who are organizing the whole trip, the people who are associated with it, people who are joining these trips, they are very positive people who again जैसे हमारा कनेक्ट कि हम आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स कुछ ढूंढ रहे थे, हमें यहाँ करने को मिला तो हमने यहाँ से
we never knew. I was in Faridabad, you were in like though we are very close, but we never thought कि हम ऐसे मिलेंगे. But yeah,
so I think that was a good connect. मतलब that experience in itself कि there are people who share common joys, common jokes,
yes,
same kind of madness,
true,
and would be willing to go that extra length to do that. हाँ कि
करना है.
In general, if I talk to my friends, my neighbors, my family, किसी को मैं बोलूँ कि मुझे साइकिल पे मुंबई तो जाना है, सर रियली पागल है कैसे सीरियसली आए साइकिल पे कौन जाता है. But when I met those 10-15 people there, they were like कि मतलब we all agree to this कि ये तो करना ही था लाइफ में. So that is when you find that tribe. मुझे वो tribe यहाँ मिली. And then it got extended to another year कि हम next year फिर से मिलेंगे. And it kind of happened also when we just randomly said कि हमें run of Kutch करना है, तुम जाके पहले research करो, तुम जाके पहले सही जगह ढूंढो. And it happened eventually. I think that was the whole thing कि वो सब कुछ everything just got fitted into itself. लोग आपको ऐसे मिले. I found my best buddy in my roommate. It's that's how it is.
यही मेरे साथ भी था. Like I also got a very good friend in Manali to live में.
हाँ, I know.
So we were also like, yes, लोग बोलते थे, अरे यार तुम दोनों बहनें ही लगती हो, बहनें हो क्या?
I think you only said ना कि ये तुम दोनों अंकित और तुम दोनों हमारे जैसे क्यों act करते रहते हो?
Exactly.
I just wondered कि क्या इन लोगों को ऐसा क्या हो गया था? But after the trip we could understand it. कि there is a connect you find with people. सब होता क्या है? I think with generally women are so subdued. They are made to feel कि नहीं तुम ये नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं कर सकते. Exactly. So like मेरे को भी मतलब like बहुत सारे लोगों ने चाहे it's like family or it's like office, especially office में like people अभी तुमने रनिंग स्टार्ट कर दिया है, अभी रनिंग तक तो ठीक है, अभी मनाली टू ले करके आना है साइकिल पे, it's like not a joke यार, like मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया. Then like मनाली टू ले हो गया, अभी मुंबई टू, अरे तू पागल हो चुकी है, लाइफ में कुछ और नहीं है क्या, शादी नहीं करना है, ये नहीं करना यार, it's my life यार, it's my.
मेरा तो बेस्ट क्वेश्चन आता है कि अच्छा फिर आपके बच्चे कैसे संभालते हैं, कौन करता है वो? So I think with every women they have different challenges.
Right.
Like you had office का challenge. मेरे साथ था I'm doing freelancing, so work wise I can manage my work for those few 1 week 10 days. But वो 10 दिन में मेरे बच्चे कैसे मैनेज होंगे was everybody's concern. पूरी दुनिया को सिर्फ एक ही तकलीफ थी कि रश्मि के बच्चों का क्या होगा अगर वो 10 दिन के लिए चली जाएगी. But to that I would like to answer that it is not a day's job. I had to start training my kids also. Like when I thought of doing that Manali to Leh, that was like almost 5-7 years ago. This was in 2017. So my parents had to come to my home. They had to stay for that 10-15 days when I was not there, taking care of my kids. But they were still younger than what they are today.
Right.
But now when I tell them about a trip that I am planning, they get more excited. Ki mama, you should do this. So that is what now kind of pushes me. Yeah, my kids are also excited. So they want to know what I'm doing.
Where you are.
The itinerary that was given to us, I had to share it with them. Ki each day what I'm doing, how much am I riding, from what place to what I'm going. So they wanted to know because these are not just riding trips eventually. We are doing different kinds of routes. There are different places. Every place has a historical or some cultural reference. And obviously the itinerary was in itself so informative कि हर जगह पे कहाँ पे क्या important points हैं देखने के लिए या क्या कर सकते हो वहाँ पे. So my kids also got excited and consistently aware of where you are, the surroundings, and Gurgaon वैसे is very infamous for a lot of things. So safety is one major concern. आप चाहे गुड़गांव में हो चाहे कहीं पे भी हो, that is one major concern. And also when you're going out like on a trip,
where you don't know anything.
When exactly when you don't know people, and there could be very creepy people around. You don't get to know them, but
they are.
The world is full of creepies. So I think that safety factor kind of helps you to navigate through the world. Eventually, हम अपने आसपास भी we want to have people who we feel safe.
Exactly.
Whether it is your office, whether it is your neighbors, whether it is wherever you are staying, you want to be people who kind of keep that safety factor, and then you can then freely think about a certain role. So I think this cycling also it is first of all it is an adventurous activity. It is not something that you can just be कि हाँ बहुत leisure type activity नहीं है. It takes a lot of blood, sweat. मेरा तो बहुत ही खून निकला है.
अभी रील पे तो निकला है.
तो वो हम सड़कें लाल करके आए हैं इस बार.
लगाया था हमने.
नाक से.
लोग माथे से लगाते तो अपने नाक से लगाया तो सूप न खबर थी तो.
Please. Oh, it was scary.
But
yeah, I am.
Heads off to your spirit. So
I am thankful to people who are managing the show because I think that was the first time. एक होता है ना, you are otherwise you're enjoying the trip.
Yeah.
मस्ती भी कर रहे हैं, बातें भी कर रहे हैं, अच्छा खाना भी मिल रहा है, गंदा खाना भी मिल रहा है कहीं कहीं, but you're enjoying the whole feel of it. But that kind of just jolted me out of my dreamy zone कि ये क्या हो गया ऐसा नहीं. And it happens to you, you realize कि okay जिंदगी बहुत छोटी है, अभी कभी भी कुछ हो सकता है. And I still remember it very clearly when I flipped. Like I felt my life going like zook करके बोलते हैं ऐसे short moment में you see everything in your life, you like oh shit I hope I'm not dead. So वो जब हुआ it kind of gave me that jolt कि कुछ भी हो सकता है ऐसे trips पे. So again safety comes in first obviously, but there are certain things which are not in your hand. Accidents का मतलब ये है कि वो accidentally ही हो रहे हैं, but how it is managed is taken care. I feel I was blessed that I had people who knew what they are doing. First aid is something which is so crucial, so crucial. अगर first aid आपकी गड़बड़ हो गई, everything goes wrong. You can die on that road. I could have died on that road. ऐसे हमें बोलना नहीं चाहिए. But I was, and you are in shock, and there are people around you who everybody has their own
panic mode
version of how to take care of you. Then there is somebody who's like, everybody keep quiet, I'll manage. I know what I have to do. That was very important for me also to feel confident that this person knows what he's doing, and the processes that were followed. And for those 15-20 minutes when my vitals were being checked, I was being diagnosed, or एक होता है ना कि interrogative way में कि
you're fine,
my senses are working or not. Those 15-20 minutes I felt कि हाँ I am in the right hands, and obviously it kind of I flipped when they said कि भैया तुम घर जाओ वापस. I think घर जाने को नहीं, I was asked to go back to the resort, the tent where we were staying initially. So that was something which I felt
नहीं मुझे नहीं जाना. रश्मि, I remember you are stubborn कि नहीं मैं वापस नहीं जाऊँगी, मैं साइकिल चलाऊँगी. Then I know how everybody convinced you कि नहीं साइकिल नहीं, at least you can sit in a car. So I know that आंसू's coming out of your eyes.
It होता है ना, it was like last day of the year, 31st of December. You already have a plan कि last day of the year I'm riding, first day of the year I'm riding, इनके ये लो सब गया पानी में. But I think we took a good call क्योंकि मुझे internally I felt okay. I was hurt, I was bleeding, but obviously first aid हो चुका था. But eventually when I took that 5 minutes, when I told you कि मुझे 5 मिनट दो, मुझे सोचने दो कि मेरे को कैसा फील हो रहा है. I realized I was feeling okay. And when I was told by
रोहन की गाड़ी में बैठना है,
वापस जाओ आप. So that was the time I realized नहीं मैं वापस नहीं जाऊँगी. अगर मैं जाऊँ तो
सारे वापस जाएंगे.
अगर सारे आगे जाएंगे तो मैं भी आगे जाऊँगी. Maybe or not on my bike. Cycle फिर हमने we put it in the loader vehicle. I was asked to sit in the car for that day. I think it was also a good call because I kind of recovered. Right. The whole day I was kind of resting also, but momentum नहीं खत्म हुआ. अगर मैं वापस चले जाती ना मेरा momentum खत्म हो जाता. That was very important for me. And in the evening also I took my medicines. Although it was a new year, everybody was celebrating. I was in the zone कि मुझे सोना है क्योंकि मुझे कल सुबह उठना है और मुझे try करना है ride करने के लिए. So I think that was important, and that's where it comes कि वो एक mental preparation आपकी कैसी है. So I wanted to finish this ride. अब वो नहीं हो सकता था if I would have kind of given up. So मेरे को लगा कि आज पहले सो जाते हैं, कल सुबह देखेंगे. So that night I took ample rest. Morning I was fresh. I took my bike out, सब bandage लगा के everybody was packing their bag and I was like मैं पहले अपनी साइकिल चला के देखती हूँ. So I took that one round of the tent में जहाँ हम रुके हुए थे. मुझे लगा हाँ चल सकता है. And I was taking it now in parts कि अच्छा देखते हैं वो जो first point पे रुक रहे हैं जहाँ फोटोग्राफ्स खींचनी है वहाँ पे चला के जाते हैं. वहाँ पे मुझे लगा अभी ठीक लग रहा है.
आगे चल.
ब्रेकफास्ट पॉइंट तक जाते हैं. ब्रेकफास्ट पॉइंट तो मुझे लगता है मैं सबसे आगे चल रही हूँ. अंदर से मेरे को लगता है पीछे नहीं रुकना, पीछे नहीं जाना, आगे चलता. क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा था कि अगर मैं पीछे रहती गई तो दे वुड अगेन आस्क मी कि तुम गाड़ी में बैठ जाओ. तो मैं जो ऐसे उसके बाद दौड़ाई हूँ ना साइकिल कि मैं पीछे नहीं जाऊँगी.
नहीं यार, your spirit is something that speaks a lot. It's basically a mindset.
Thank you so much. I am proud of myself.
We are also.
नहीं अगर मुझे वापस भेज देते ना.
नहीं I saw the tears in your eyes.
मैं बता रही हूँ मैंने किसी को राइड पे नहीं जाने दिया.
मैंने किया था तभी मेरे बोल रहा हूँ नहीं जाने का, गाड़ी में बैठेंगे
सड़क पे लेट जाऊंगी है कि कोई नहीं जाएगा. नहीं but obviously we had to take a call which was logical and practical also. पर मैं जाने नहीं देती किसी को.
That I know.
So that's the next day. The first day of this year, 1st of January was an important day for me कि मुझे उस दिन तो कैसे भी करके कुछ तो मैनेज करना था. तो I was taking it in like bits and pieces कि इतना करके देखती हूँ, उतना करके देखती हूँ. And eventually when we spoke during the breakfast कि how are you feeling, I think that was the time I realized कि I am feeling okay. I can continue with the ride because obviously I was not hurt on my limbs were working. दिमाग थोड़ा मेरा हिल चुका था. But I thought maybe it is possible. धीरे चल लेंगे, कोई बात नहीं, चलते रहेंगे. And eventually वो हुआ. After the breakfast I took it a little easy. Same days, yeah. But I was managing कि खत्म करना, and that was the main ड्राइविंग फोर्स कि आज लास्ट डे बस थोड़ा सा रह गया. वो करते when we realized कि ये तो 5 किलोमीटर रह गया. That is when you don't stop. That is when I pushed my button कि अब तो खत्म करता है. And I think it went off very well. Accidents happen, you have to take them in your stride. I am blessed. I am again in gratitude that बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं लगी थी मुझे. जितनी लगी भी थी I was managed well. That incident or accident was managed well. The team was prepared to handle a situation. That is important. अगर वो नहीं होता तो शायद गड़बड़ हो सकती है. I think that is very important and that is where the safety net comes in. We are ready to jump when we know there is a safety net. तो वो तभी वो होता है कि jump out of your box. Yeah, it's easier then. I think and that is what should be taken away from our story. कि हम घर के अंदर ऑफिस ये सब चलता रहेगा. Life would continue to happen. Things would continue to happen. Kids would have exams. Everybody would have their appraisals. Office, work, home, mother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, the whole jing bang. But if you're able to take the time out of your life for anything that you like doing, right. Anything, for us it is cycling. It is cycling plus that adventure of going out on a certain new place. Like in our daily rides also, or the weekly rides that we take, every week there is a new place. Somebody mentions, "यार चलो वो वाला कैफे देख कर आते हैं, यार चलो ये वाला पार्क देख कर आते हैं." I think that is what the excitement is. That kinds of helps us continue this journey.
Pushing ourselves, right?
So I think that is important. Everybody needs to think कि अच्छा हम
what inspires me out of this.
Life eventually is going to happen, we will die. But what you are doing through these few years
before
of your
you
life,
die, enjoy everything that comes in your way.
So, but I found more women who are vibing. They're like, they want to achieve so much, they want to do so many things, and that women to women connect is also very important. I think all these trips, that connection came from these few women that we've met on these trips. कि वो एकदम से connect हो गया कि ठीक है, you are from another city, I am from another city, you have a different lifestyle, I have a different lifestyle, but कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ connect हो जाता है. Challenges similar रहे होंगे, बच्चों के age, हमारे तो बच्चों के नाम से ही निकला है. Age wise they were similar. So I think that women to women connect is important, especially on occasions like Women's Day. We are celebrating us.
Exactly, it's the time when we can celebrate us, and I think that support and that inspiration comes from ourselves only. It's in ourselves only, but we have to find that like a magical thing or something जहाँ हम उसको बाहर निकाल सकें. So it's just a little spark that we need to, like, everybody have that, but how we have to come out of a shell to achieve it. I think
out of the whole thing, that out of the box wala
exactly
common thing, get out of that box.
Yes, there is a lot of things to explore, a lot of things that we can do. It's not just हाँ मैं ये नहीं कहती कि घर पे बैठो सब कुछ करो, that is also important.
नहीं, घर पे बैठ के भी बहुत कुछ करा जा सकता है.
But it's like you have to at least come out ना, मतलब like कि अपनी उस shell से बाहर आओ. Come out of your box. So, happy Women's Day to all.
Yes.
And happy Women's Day to you also.
Yes, my love. Happy Women's Day to us. Happy Women's Day to
everybody.
You, to everybody, to all the women who have inspired us.
Exactly.
To our family, friends, and all the women especially, who have inspired us in life and help us do things that we want to do. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day. Thank you.